In a world where social media is the predominant force of what we consume the most, we have access to hundreds of photos that give off an indication that there are people who are more well off than us and that are completely stress-free in life. Now, not only is this false,
wrong,
but it also brings in the misconception that feeling bad and having bad moments in your life is such an awful thing that you should try to avoid at all costs. But really, why are these bad moments so awful? Now, things like losing family members are definitely the exception here, as those generally are some really bad things that can happen to you. But losing jobs, breakups, all of these so-called extremely bad situations, do they really matter? Better yet, do these events happening lead to an end of something that you valued so much? No! In fact, it leads to more opportunity in the form of lessons and messages to only better your situation that you were previously in. So you would think, knowing this, people would not be in a frenzy of facing problems and challenges in their life, right? Well, as we know, this is not the case. I think it's fair to say that a big reason for this is the false impression social media has put onto people. The girl posting by the beach, the man next to his expensive sports car. You look at these people, and you immediately think that these guys don't have any stress, and that it is a bad thing that you have stress yourself. But in order to get far in life, and to get the things that these influencers have, and these people who are generally more higher quality than us, we have to sacrifice going through stressful moments, going through those rough periods of hardship. And you cannot escape this. Suffering and stress is a biologically good asset for you. This is because these feelings will be the feelings that will inspire change. Think of it. Let's think of somebody here. Noel Deyzel. If you heard his story, he used to be really skinny, and he wanted to get bigger. And one time he received an oversized shirt that he obviously would not fit in, but he was told that if he kept working out, eventually he'll be able to fit into it. And of course, with years and years of training, he clearly not only fit into that shirt, but also became one of the greatest fitness influencers of our generation. Now think about it. What would have happened if Noel didn't feel any of this stress, this suffering from being skinny and wanting to be bigger? Well, we probably wouldn't even know about him because he wouldn't be bodybuilding. God, that would suck, man, because that guy's a great man. You gotta love him, bro. But also everyone else you can think of. Think about it. If Andrew Tate maybe got paid 50% more than he really did from his kickboxing fights, we probably would have never heard of him because he would have been well off from the money he got from fighting. But because that money was not enough from kickboxing, we now know him as someone who taught us great lessons. And for thousands and thousands of people, a person that gave them a career through Hustle's University, which has made them more money than they ever would have through a career, let alone the time and location freedom that they got compared to a career through a 9-to-5. So now think about it. What are your issues, your problems, your pains that you want to have? Align what you would be okay with dealing with in terms of hardships, and in fact, encourage dealing with in order to fulfill your purpose. Maybe you don't have that main purpose that is shining on a pedestal for you, just as I found here as I make these videos for you. So for now, until you find that real main purpose, keep it general. We're all in self-improvement here, so we all lift. Be okay. No, encourage body dysmorphia. Encourage the anger of having a bad workout. Encourage the bad feelings of not gaining or losing enough weight for the week. Encourage those stressful feelings of not following your breath during a meditation. Encourage those feelings of feeling lost when your journal entries don't provide you with the answers that you need. Because when these problems, these painful moments occur, you can think of it as bad. Oh, and many people do. Or you can understand that the feeling of stress is something you biologically need to change, and you can move on to attain greater heights than you ever could prior to the negative experience that you felt. You can be part of the 99% and avoid these problems and identify them as bad things, or you can become part of the top 1% and take on these problems and these challenges so you can grow. I, of course, have many problems associated to my purpose. You know, of course, your common ones. Not hitting the weight I need for the week on my bulk, bad meditations, all these typical challenges that you face on self-improvement. But then you have those problems that really get to me. Posting videos as consistently as possible, not getting enough viewer retention on some of these videos. And the big one right now, my current environment. Ever since I've moved away from my hometown, I've obviously moved away from all my friends. But the one that pains me the most in particular is the friend I had who was on self-improvement just as I was. I hated the fact that I had to lose out on him, and this has become a big problem for both of us. We have both continued to carry on our path of improving ourselves, but now, with nobody like-minded by our side, it has really taught us how lost our young society has become, and how much the chase of pleasure has taken over the youth. And with this, A massive problem has come to my use here. I am a self-improvement influencer here. Knowing that our generation is finished if I don't do anything about it, it really has pushed me. Ever since I took that big break from the video I made about confidence, these videos have been going hard. I mean, you can tell the difference between the quality of those videos from then to now in just a snap of a finger.
A moment of you tying your shoe when you were younger and how good you felt. But essentially,
oh brother, this guy stinks!
I've made these recent videos as high quality and as useful as possible so I could reach a wider audience and make it on the high stage as soon as possible before spreading this message is too late. Every day I wake up with the hatred of what the world has become, the firing desire for me to change that. Also, wanting to be financially striving enough so I could come back and visit my friends anytime I want. But I truly think moving here was a message from God, making me understand the situation of the world so I could have a motivation to spread this word that I'm spreading. If I didn't have the hatred from living here where I am now because of the isolation from my friends, would I really be making as good content back home in Chicago, all around people from my culture?
Tato, zobacz, jakie fajne! Jakie fajne! Ja pierdolę 6+2.
Having access to go wherever I want, rather than where I live now, where I am more isolated and I'm forced to think of what the world really is. I have my problem, and I must go through my problem before I get the solution to it, the better outcome to it. And that goes for every single aspect of our purposes. So do not be afraid of this tough reality. Encourage problems. Be excited for them to come your way. Because if you have the right mindset, the only thing that can come out of these problems is a greater situation compared to the one that you were already in. Alright, well that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to subscribe and also share with friends so we can spread that self-improvement community. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.